Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms Part 80. This is the 80th video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 396 to 400. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 396. To be dealt a bad hand. And the example is, Roger was dealt a bad hand when he became the general manager of our company. But he was able to overcome all of its previous problems, and now it's a very prosperous company and a great place to work. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to be forced to deal with an especially unfortunate set of circumstances. Like in our example, when Roger became the general manager, he had to deal with, it seems like from the example, a very unfortunate set of circumstances, like a company who was, let's say, in bad shape or had a lot of problems, and he was able to overcome all of these problems, right, to deal with it, even though he was forced to deal with it. Okay, that's how it's used if you were dealt a bad hand. Like our next example. Robert has always been in trouble with the law, and the reason for this is probably because he was dealt a bad hand growing up with parents who never cared about him. Okay, so in this case, Robert was forced to deal with parents who didn't care about him. Maybe that was the reason why he was in trouble all the time, because his parents didn't guide him correctly or didn't care about him, all right, when they raised him. So that was the bad hand that he was dealt, probably from birth. Got it? And now for number 397. To reconcile oneself to something. And the example is, Anne couldn't reconcile herself to the idea of her daughter marrying a man like George who never had a steady job in his life. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B, to grow to feel comfortable with an undesirable situation. Just like our example, where Anne could not grow to feel comfortable with the idea that her daughter was going to marry this guy, right? He didn't have a steady job, so she didn't feel comfortable with this situation, or she couldn't adapt to it, right? Or accommodate it. That's all these words that are used to reconcile something, right, to something. And in this case, Anne couldn't adjust or grow to feel comfortable about this situation. That's what it means if you reconcile oneself to something. Like our next example. I hate my current job, but somehow I must reconcile myself to it because I can't find any other job close to my home and I really need the money right now. All right, this person's trying to, let's say, grow comfortable with the idea of keeping his job that he hates, right? So he hates his job, but he has to adjust to it somehow. He has to reconcile himself to this job because he needs the money and it is close to his home. All right, and now for number 398. Hot on the heels of something. And the example is, the sad news about the bus accident came hot on the heels of yet another tragic bus accident, which happened last night. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, something happening very soon after something else. All right, just like our example. There was one bus accident followed by yet another bus accident. So we say that the second bus accident happened hot on the heels of the first one. This is how this particular idiom is used in this particular context. Let's look at another example. Further job offers came hot on the heels of his first success as a film director. Okay, so this director got other job offers, right? Further job offers after his first film success. Okay, so they came hot on the heels, like right after. Okay, right after he had his success, more job offers came. So they came hot on the heels. Got it? Okay, and now for number 399. In advance. And the example is, tickets for that Broadway play must be purchased at least 1 month in advance because it is very popular. Can you guess the meaning? And the correct answer here is C, of something given, paid, or provided, or done beforehand. Just like our example where you had to buy these tickets a month beforehand, right? Before of the date that you wanted to go because it was so popular. Here's another example. I'll warn you in advance that your new boss is very strict and he will not tolerate any tardiness at work. All right, so this person is warning the other person in advance, beforehand, okay, before maybe it's his first day on the job. So we could even call this an advanced warning. All right, this is how it's used if something is in advance. And now for our final idiom, number 400. In hot pursuit of something or someone. And the example is, the police were last seen in hot pursuit of the suspected bank robber. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is A, chasing someone or something very closely. Like our example, the police, in this case, were seen chasing the suspected bank robber. Okay? So they're in hot pursuit. They are chasing the bank robber. Here's another example. As I was driving home last night, a deer suddenly sprang across the road with a pack of wolves in hot pursuit. Okay, so the wolves were chasing the deer. Okay, that's what this hot pursuit is all about, right? That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And remember what I always say, keep practicing. See you next time.